Final day here at Wadapalooza. I'm Kenny Santucci, my co-host Jackie Perez, and we're starting the morning off right. I know you guys are all thinking out there, man, when I listen to that ROMWOD, I'd love to meet the guy whose voice that is. So soothing and soft. I'd love to wake up to it one morning. Well, I'm getting that privilege right here. My man Danny Hepp, Ryan Schultz, guys from ROMWOD, everybody's doing it, and we're going to find out why right now. Gentlemen, where'd it come from? You just glorified like CrossFit yoga, right? I mean, is that how we could sum it up? Give me a little bit more.
Yeah, so ultimately, my background is yoga. My brother's was CrossFit. We got together and we realized that there needs to be this crossover, something that had to bridge the two to help stretch and open the CrossFitters out. And so it evolved out of that. And so it is like kind of glorified yoga in a way, but specific to training.
I feel like there's so many people who come out with like bullshit regimens and programming and all this stuff, but you guys have went straight up. Last year, I don't think I even heard of ROMWOD. Now this year, it's like the biggest thing that everyone's doing. I mean, we do it in my gym. Like there are groups of people that do it together in my gym.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think like for one, it definitely has results. It works, and then for two, we have geniuses like Ryan over here who knows how to throw it in the right mix at the right time and make it work. So he's a lot of the reason to get it out there. And we have a great team. Our whole team together, like every one of us has a position, a role that just, like we all came together, right place, right time.
Ryan, now you've been the mind behind it. For those of you out there who don't know, Ryan was the man who made Kill Clip what it was. And then when he left,
partially,
it kind of fell off the deep end a little bit.
Maybe, yes.
Ryan, give us a little bit of your background.
Yeah, sales and marketing. I came into the space with Kill Cliff about 5.5 years ago.
Wow.
And took it from a drink that was being produced in somebody's house and sold out of the trunk of cars, and took it to a sponsorship.
Yeah. Cool. So now with ROMWOD, I mean, they created it and then they brought you on.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? Were you like, these guys don't know what the hell they're doing? They're fucking doing yoga.
Kind of. So when Jeremiah, his brother, and his wife came to me and said, hey, we got this thing called ROMWOD, I said, absolutely brilliant if we can get anybody to do it.
Yeah.
Especially the guys.
Yeah, I hate stretching, but you've made it cool to stretch, and now everyone's doing that. You know, when you came on board, what were you thinking? You're like, how do we market this? Or give us a little bit of your strategy.
Yeah, I mean, the reason behind, I saw the vision, right? I knew that people needed it, they would benefit from it, and it was something new and cool that once people saw other people doing it, it'd be like, oh, I need to do it too. Oh, he's doing it, I gotta do it too. Yeah. It was just a trickle effect.
So now people are wondering, they're like, all right, how do you get it? Because I myself was like, well, I went to Misfit Camp and we had 100 of us doing it. Yep. And then you go to Power Monkey Camp, those guys were doing it. And you see so many, like, how'd you get so many huge brands and so many big athletes behind the brand?
And I mean, that is honestly just from being in the space for 5 years, making the relationships, the connections, the friendships. It was like, yo, what's your email address? I'm gonna hook you up with a free account. Yeah. You're gonna post some pictures, and then it just kind of trickles down.
Cool. So now what are you guys doing here at Wadapalooza? You got some athletes here.
Yep.
So Daniel has a talk today at 1:30.
Okay.
And we had Matty Rogers out signing autographs. Really, it's our first time on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So it's T-shirts, meet Daniel, say what's up, ask questions, work on poses.
You got brothers in the competition too, so he made it as a master, so he's doing his thing.
No shit. Yep. Does he attribute it all to the stretching?
Absolutely. You know, it's crazy because when we were first doing CrossFit, he was the tightest human being, and it was like let's design this for you, and it worked on him, and it just started to change his body within, and it was so fast. And I think that's why we saw the spread so fast, because within 2 weeks, it was like his body was different. You know what I mean? So it's like, whoa, these results don't take months. They're like in days. People notice like, oh my God, I'm PRing. So he is like completely a different human being from, you know, when he started doing ROMWOD to now.
So what's the ideal time? Because there's probably a lot of people out there like, even if they haven't tried it yet, when should they be doing it? How often should they be doing it?
Well, and it really is a personal thing. So for a lot of us, I like to get up and do it first thing in the morning before I train. Usually I give myself at least 30 minutes before I actually will start training, so I can go through a warm-up and all that. But we find a mix of people that like to do it before training and after training. And what we really realize is that as long as you're being consistent and you're doing it, you will find the results and the benefit. So everyone's a little different as far as how they feel best doing it. But the most important thing is that you do it.
I think you guys have simplified basically static stretching and yoga, kind of combine the two. What would you say the clear difference is between taking a yoga class and doing some ROMWOD by yourself?
Yeah, so typical yoga nowadays is the most popular style out there is a vinyasa yoga. So you're moving. It literally is like training in itself. It wasn't working for the CrossFit community because this was like, look, they were looking to become more open and recovered, and instead they're getting a workout and they're going too far because they're getting so warm in the stretches. So we completely said that's not the approach. We need to do these passive stretches that let their bodies open without actually giving them another training session. And two, it also, the type of yoga that we're doing is the yin-based yoga. So we're targeting a lot of the fascia and joint capsules, and we're stressing out different things that typical yoga does not do. Literally, it only happens if you hold these poses for 2 minutes and 3 minutes, and not to mention the mental benefit of that too as well.
So now, Ryan, enough on the yoga. We want to get into your transition. It's on everybody's mind. Everybody wants to know. You were kind of the mind and the marketing behind Killcliff. Tell us how that all fell apart.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I think what it came down to was when you bring in an investment group that has a different strategy and a mindset that doesn't necessarily vibe with the way things are going and they want to do things their way.
Yeah.
That's why you saw such a change in the marketing strategy, the direction of the company. And I knew at the time that it was the wrong direction, the wrong thing to do, but I wasn't a boss. I was just some guy running social media.
Yeah.
So my opinion didn't matter. And I saw the signs on the way out.
Yeah.
So when they let me go, it was kind of like I already knew it was coming. And I mean, 2 days later, it was on and popping.
Yeah. So now why Ryan?
We saw the genius behind what he was doing. We met him, we knew him, we had a relationship with him. So it was just like an instant. We heard that we had a new rep, and I think within 5 minutes, we were reaching out to him. Like, it was literally that fast.
That's awesome. I always say, I never invest in ideas. The ideas will come and go. But good people and genius is hard to find. And when you find those people, they'll always come up with good ideas and new things and have good people around them. We were talking about that yesterday with Aaron. It's like, you don't have to wonder why he's got so many great people around him because he's a good guy and he creates good things. So it's like he'll always have good shit with him. Same thing with Ryan. So it's cool. Yeah, guy, wipe your tears.
I just think the most genius thing ever is the simplicity. Like, everybody keeps trying to reinvent the wheel. It's like, take 10 steps back, make it simple, and it's gonna fucking kill it. And people just don't get it. They try to do too much. They dilute their brand by, let's do a stretching, let's do an ab, let's do this, let's do this, and then nobody's gonna do it because there's too many options. It's like in and out. You get a 1, 2, or 3.
It's simple. It's like the daily thing. So what else could we expect from ROMWOD 2017, beginning of the year? We're here down in Wadapalooza. We got the games coming up. We got a lot of the Open coming up. You got a lot of athletes looking for, that extra little bit. What can we expect from ROMWOD?
Well, we're definitely working on new pathways and new focuses as far as target areas. And we have the app that we're really, really excited to release. And so we're hoping that's actually going to be within the next week or two that the app is going to be coming out. So it's going to give us a platform to really be able to, if people want more specific areas in their body or more specific targets as far as certain lifts that they need to work on, we'll give them those options. And again, in a very simple way. Here's your program. It's 10 days, push play. The next day, it'll just take you the second, push play, log in, push play, just like Jackie's saying. Really simple, really easy to follow, and it works. So we're excited about that.
People just want to be told what to do.
Right?
We all fucking know what to do. I'm like, I know how to work my abs. I go to the coach. I'm like, make me do abs. They're like, you're a fucking trainer. I'm like, just give me 3 exercises. Like, it's stupid.
I run a class up at my gym in New York, and everybody loves. I started this because nobody wants to do abs on their own. Nobody wants to stretch on their own. So now I've incorporated that into classes and stuff. And I think you guys have done a great job. Now it's like when I'm sitting in my apartment, it's like I'll put it on YouTube, I'll put it on and it's just so simple and it's easy. And I'm like, I'm done in 20 minutes. That's the best part. You guys have, if you want to do a longer stretch, you could do the longer stretch. But if you want to do something quick and easy, and that's what most of us want. We want that quick, easy fix. I love the ROMWOD and Chill. So where could we find you guys? Where could everybody what
Yeah,
so
so
give us the plug?
Website is www.romwod.com. At ROMWOD on Twitter, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Instagram, all across the board. This is the Voice of Rom, at Voice of Rom, at Voice of _Rom.
Did you hear his voice in this mic? Just
Yeah,
give us
you have to.
So we're going to come into a saddle position, and we're going to breathe deeply.
How many girls do you have writing in being like, oh man, that voice is so soothing?
All the time. All the time.
Who's sliding in those DMs, buddy? Who's sliding in? All right, thank you guys so much for coming on. But ROMWOD.com, when can we expect the app? Next week or two?
Yeah, the date is we're looking at the 20th to put it to Apple. Ideally is it will launch and go before the Open starts. We have a 30-day Open series that we're also going to launch.
Okay.
January 23rd is the goal, so we have 30 days before the Open starts.
Okay.
Drop the app, drop the Open series, and start 2017 with a bang.
Well, you guys heard it right here first on the FITAID Morning Show. Thank you guys so much, as always, for coming by. Guys, if you don't have ROMWOD, check it out. All right, and thank you, boys.
Thank you.
Awesome having you guys on.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.